Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're gonna be making a video about the RTX 3000 series. As we all know, the RTX 3080, 3070, and the 3090 are coming out. Well, the RTX 3080 has already come out. RTX 3070 is coming out in October, but the RTX 3090 no one really knows yet because Nvidia hasn't released the actual dates. Like there are some rumors that it might come out on November or October. But for now, we're going to make a parts list for the RTX 3080. We're going to make it under 1500 bucks or a little bit over. So let's go with the CPU first. So for the CPU, I'm going to choose the Ryzen 7 3700X just because of its sheer performance for streaming, gaming, work, content creators, designers. It'll be good for everybody. It's a really good CPU and I recommend it. The reason I did not go with the Ryzen 5 3600 or 3600X is because it's really high in demand nowadays because it's a really good budget CPU. But the thing is, this is a $1,500 build, and I think that a CPU like the Ryzen 7 will be more like good in this build. And if it was a $1,000 or a $1,200 build, I might have chosen the Ryzen 5. But if it wasn't in stock, I would have gone with the Ryzen 7. So let's go with the motherboard now. For the motherboard, we're going to find a micro ATX and a B550. So there are a lot of choices here, but I feel like the bang for your buck here really is actually the the ASRock B550 Pro 4. But for people who want other choices, there's something like the Asus Prime boards, but the other things don't really have the names on it. No, sorry, prices. So yeah, we're gonna go with the B550 Pro 4. It's a silver and black. This is gonna be like a silver and blackish kind of board. So it's gonna go well with the rest of the components, which is gonna be like silverish blackish, maybe a little bit of RGB. So now let's go for the RAM. We're gonna need 16 gigs, 3200 speed. I mean, if you really just want like anything that has 3200 speed, that's good, that'll run your thing, you know, it's future proof and it's good. You could go with something like the Corsair Vengeance LPX 16 gigs of RAM, which is for around 70 bucks, 66 bucks. Or if you want something like RGB and you really want RGB, then you could go with like the Corsair Vengeance RGB Pro. Or something that I recommend is the G.Skill Trident Z RGB 16 gigs. It's 3200 speed, 2 times 8 gigs, and 16 seconds latency. So it's really good. And I think like if you just want a little bit of RGB but you don't want like an expensive one, you could go with this. So I'm gonna go with this one. But if you don't want the RGB, you could just go to the G.Skill website and turn it off if you want. So we're gonna add that. So around now our total price is around 470 bucks. So I think that should be enough. Now let's go for the storage. A lot of people are like having hard drives and SSDs as well, both of so like best of both worlds. I think that I'm going to go with maybe a hard drive and a NVMe SSD just because there's an NVMe slot on that motherboard that we chose just now and I wouldn't want it to look really empty. And because NVMe speeds are really fast nowadays. So, but if you don't want to use SSDs like NVMe's, you could just go for the SATA SSDs from like Team Group and stuff. They have really good SSDs. It's amazing. But if you want like the really high quality ones, you could go for the Corsair MP600. Those are really good. Or you could go for the Sabrents. I don't really know that brand. But I think that for this build, we're just gonna try to get a, okay, so let's check the price difference. So between the Crucial P1 and the Silicon, wait, that's a little bit more down. And the Silicon Power A60, ooh, there's a huge difference, but this is 1 terabyte, which should be able to fulfill all your needs. But I think that most people would need something like an SSD and a hard drive. No, sorry, SATA drive. So let's go with the Crucial NVMe SSD. Yeah, the Crucial P1. Let's add that. And let's add a SATA drive as well. Just to make things a little bit easier for everybody. So we don't want something like from Samsung because, you know, we're trying to keep the budget under 1,500. So I think something like, yeah, like I just mentioned just now, the SATA drives from Team Group are really good. So the Team GX2, we'll go for that. Let's go for the video card now. So you could, if you search like RTX 3080 here, 3080, you can actually find like a bunch of different like choices, but the thing is the prices aren't actually on here yet. So like there's a lot of ones like from brands that didn't know, like Palette, but there's like brands that everyone knows, MSI, Asus, Zotac, EVGA. There is a Founders Edition, but I wouldn't really recommend it. There's a Strix Gaming, but I think, yeah, for this build, we're going to be going for, yep, the, the Asus Tough Gaming. Not the OC version though, not the OC. Because the OC can add like 30 to 50 bucks sometimes. So there's no prices available. I heard it's around like 730 to 750. So let's go with the middle spot, 740 bucks. Save part price setting. Now let's go with the power supply. So around now our total is 1300 bucks. The recommended PSU for the RTX 3080 builds is 750 watts, so that's where we're gonna look for. We want all the 80 plus, gold, titanium, platinum. So we want to get like the cheapest, like 750, not like really cheap, so like horrible, but we want to get a good one. So the Tough Gaming RTX 3080 needs 2 8-pins, so we'll go for that. 2 times 8. Okay, so now let's look for it. So immediately on the top, there's Corsairs, power supplies. They're really good, they're reliable, but they're a bit pricey. So let's go a bit down the list. There's something like, you know, the EVGA BQ for, oh, 102 bucks. Let's check this out. So looking from here, there is all the cables you need, 2 times 8-pin. There are no PCIe 6-pin connectors. 3 SATA connectors, Molex 4-pin. Is an 80 plus bronze, so that's pretty good. Yeah, let's go with this. Now, around now we have, so we're still under budget, so we need to get Windows and the case. Let's go for the case first. Let's see what case we can get. So we'd want a ATX mid tower because I feel like personally, full towers are a bit too big. So let's go for something like, what is there? I know a lot of people like the NZXT cases. Maybe we could go for one of those. Like the NZXT Black Edition or White Edition. Or you could go for the H510 Elite. Let me see if this comes included with the fans, because then that'd be really good. Because if this comes included with the fans, we won't have to buy any extra fans or anything. Let's just hope this includes fans. Doesn't really say anything in here. Integrated smart hub. Okay, so here, like, someone wrote an essay for comments. It does have two NZXT 140mm AR RGB fans in the front. In the back, there's 120mm fan. So I feel like, okay, this is a good case. Let's see what the price is, though. Because, you know, cases like this can get really pricey. Exactly what I thought. It's 150 bucks, which puts us over a lot, by a lot. So I think we have to go for something. Oh wait, there's some other NZXT cases, but they don't have like. I want like a mesh kind of front panel. I just feel like those look really good. Something like, yeah, the fractal design Meshify. Oh, wait a minute. Cooler Master H500 tinted tempered glass. Let's take a look at this. So it looks like it has RGB fans, tinted tempered glass. Can't read. Okay, so this guy's adding a radiator, but we're not. So it has extra standoff. If some of you guys want a bigger motherboard, then you could choose that. It has a lot of room underneath. Okay, so I feel like this one is a really good one. $199. Oof, that really puts us over budget as well. I feel like a lot of cases nowadays like are getting more and more expensive. I honestly don't know why though. I mean, oh, hold up. Cooler Master MB520 RGB. Let's take a look at this. It's 90 bucks, so it will fit in the 1,500 price range. So it's in stock and it looks pretty good. Does it have a mesh front panel? I mean, it does look like it has a mesh front panel. Let's check on Newegg to see if it has a mesh front panel. Mesh side intakes. So it's a side intake. Not necessarily what I'm looking for. I think there's cases with like mesh on them. Like I want mesh cases, you know, because like they're a bit easier to use, in my opinion. Let's find one of those. So this is like one of the cases I'll talk about, the Phanteks Eclipse P500A. But this is out of stock because this is really high in demand. People really love this case. There's a black version of it. It's all sold out. Lian LANCOOL 2 mesh. Like I think mostly all the mesh cases are sold out because people like are using the mesh cases and they really like them. There's also the thermal take ones. Okay, this is way out of our budget. I mean, we could go for something really cheap and just go for the DIY PC, but we want a little bit of style to it. We don't want complete, like, the most utterly disgusting case we could find. If it was like that, then this video would have been over like 20 minutes ago. Okay, just kidding, like 5 minutes ago. Uh, yeah, there's not really that much cases to choose from, honestly. Let's shorten it down. Mic rate. I wondered why it wasn't like showing for other like boards as well. I wondered. So there's the fractal meshify, which would obviously put us out of a budget. There's something like the Corsair cases. Oh wait, the Lian LANCOOL 2X. This looks good. This looks pretty good. Yeah, let's go for this. Yeah, let's go for this. This one looks good. I think it definitely has mesh, I think. I think it has mesh. So it's from Newegg. Let's go check that out. Does it have mesh? So I guess based on the comments here. So you can't turn off the front RGB, unfortunately, it says here. So you know what? Let's just go with like the case where you can control the RGB and stuff. The Phanteks Eclipse P400A. 4-pin. So it's in Newegg. It's a bit more pricey, but we'll add this. So there we have it. We are just $5.37 over budget. So we got a Ryzen 7 3700X for CPU cooler, the stock cooler. ASRock B550M Pro Micro ATX motherboard. 16 gigs of Trident Z RGB RAM. 3200 speed CL16. Crucial P1 500 gigs of NVMe SSD. Team Good GX2 512 gig SSD SATA. Asus GeForce RTX 3080 10GB Tough Gaming. The Phanteks Eclipse P400A ATX mid-tower case and the EVGA BQ750W 80 plus bronze certified semi-modular ATX power supply. So like that's it. That's around it. You know what? Actually, I feel like I want to change the case a bit because I think that this case like might not actually be like good for the things inside. P300A mesh. For some of you guys that really need RGB, I'm gonna try and find an RGB option for you guys that has mesh on it. We could go for this, but this is 99 bucks. Basically $100, which is really not recommended. Wait, let me search for MV. Let's see. That's the one we saw before, I think. So there's the MB511A RGB and the MB511 RGB. Let's take a look at this. I don't think we took a look at this, did we? No, I don't think so. So this is tempered glass. Choosing a case is like, I think, one of the hardest parts of building a PC. You know what? Let's just not make this video over 22 minutes and just go for a simple case. P400A digital. 90 bucks? Let's do it. So that puts us at exactly the same price. Wow. That's pretty surprising. Let's take a look at it though. It has mesh. I can see from here it has mesh. This good. Okay. Yep. It's perfect. So this is the RTX 3080 build for 1500 bucks. The total comes out to $1,505.37, but plus shipping and all that stuff. I mean, if you're getting it from Newegg, there's not really that much shipping, but all this is from Amazon. So like around like plus shipping, it's around I guess 1,600 bucks. But that's plus shipping though. So 1,600 bucks, RTX 3080, Ryzen 7. I think this is worth it. So thank you guys for watching my video. Hope you liked it. Subs if you loved it. And see you next time. Peace.